be.
I ought to jar my sauce. I should monetize it somehow, man. I mean, and the thing is, I don't measure or anything, so it's always maybe a little bit different, but it's always pretty damn good.
Oh man, that sounds good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And dogs are doing great. We're going to a competition next month in Georgia.
Sweet. Excellent. Yeah. I look at them. They're so beautiful.
What do the dogs do?
Our, our dogs do, they got different, types of dog sports. One is weight pulling. They do weight pulling. They pull a cart on a track and they add weight with cinder blocks. They do vertical wall climbing, where they go up the wall and grab a tug toy, and then it's held on by Velcro and released, and then they come down. They're kind of tethered up there so they don't just fall to the ground. And it's just a vertical wall. Some dogs, a good wall climb is like 12 feet straight up.
Incredible.
They do lure chasing. There's this machine, and they attach some like a few pieces of white plastic bag, and it's a machine where sometimes it's in a dash, 100-yard dash, and sometimes it's in a circuit. One dog runs at a time, and they get timed. What else do they do? Treadmill race, dog treadmill race. Dog gets on for 2 minutes. Who can go the furthest in 2 minutes?
Wow. Had no idea these things existed.
Right. Yeah. It's a different world, and what's great, social media makes it pretty cool because everybody talks to each other, shows their dogs, and then when we meet at a competition, we all get to see each other and dogs and everything. It's pretty much that's a passion for me. Me and my son are partners. We travel all around doing it.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I love it. I love dogs. That's amazing. Kyle, we ready to record?
So I filled a little time, Tim.
Yeah, you did. It's all good. Oh, we have been recording. Okay. I don't think I can make you a co-host, Kyle. I don't think that's even a thing in a meeting. Let me see. Rename, make host. I can make you host, but not co-host. Do you want to be host?
Sure.
Bam. You are now the host. Okay, cool. We're going to get started. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thursday night, March 6, 2025. We've officially been going like 2 months now. So, and I know there hasn't been a lot of updates. I mean, there are updates in your dashboard, but there hasn't been a lot of meetings going on. We thought we were going to be closing a few days ago for new registrations. We've decided to stay open for a number of reasons. We've been looked at. Everything looks pretty clean. We feel pretty safe, and we want to keep creating accounts ourselves. Like Kyle's created like 15 accounts now, creating accounts for family members, and we're considering this a savings account on steroids, as Kyle likes to call it. So we wanted to keep it open because of popular demand and because of how things have been going. So we got off to a little bit of a rocky start. To give you a little bit of a history of how we started and what happened. Kelly's been trading on sway markets for like the last 6 years. And then at the end of last year, sway merged with liquid brokers, a liquid FX. And when we started trading on the 6th, we were using liquid FX for our account. Kelly was using sway markets still, but we had a copy trade software that didn't work right. In fact, it malfunctioned, and we don't even exactly know what happened exactly, but we do know that on day one, when she placed a trade for Euro JPY, it opened up a trade for US 30. She noticed it immediately and closed it. and we lost a few dollars on that trade. But on the pursuing the following trades, she had stop loss and take profits set. Stop loss was supposed to have been hit, and it didn't trigger. And we lost, instead of 3%, we lost like 5 or 6% because the stop loss didn't take. We tried to get that money back from support, and they wouldn't help us because technically you're not supposed to be using a copy trader. So they couldn't help us. So after that happened, there was a pause of like 4 or 5 days where our money wasn't traded because we weren't going to do that again. We actually withdrew it and we sent it over to her account. So no copy trading software was required. And she put in some of her own money to help make up for the loss, which she has now taken back out of the account. She only wanted to buffer us for a little bit so the gains were bigger. So that was really, really nice of her. And we didn't lose a super significant amount, but it wasn't cool to lose at all. So ever since then, that took us into the second week. Without her copy trading software working, she was manually trading multiple accounts, and she wouldn't always take every trade on every account because it was just too much. You can't just have all that up. Remember, she manages multiple accounts, mid 6-figure, 7-figure accounts. It's not just us, and she has her own accounts that she makes money and trades from. So for a couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, she was not able to trade our account every single trade. So we were making profits, but they weren't the kind of profits that we thought we were going to be making, but profits were profits. Now everything is up and running smoothly. The copy trader's working, and we're really in the green day after day. Like we took one loss yesterday, day before. But other than that, it had been 3 weeks since we'd had a loss. So the trading updates, as we get them, as they come in, are posted into our dashboard. You can log in anytime and look at them. We're going to be as transparent as we can because now it's over at Sway. Sway doesn't use MT4, MT5, which is what we would need if we wanted to use MyFX books, is MT4, MT5. So the best we can do right now is screenshots as they happen. So every Friday, Kelly is sending us screenshots of the previous week's trades, of that week's trades, how we ended up. And things are starting to smooth out, and we're really getting some good wins. So we have a lot of the students that have been sitting in with Kelly, learning, listening, really getting to know her. And that's the thing about when you trade with Kelly, is that you really get to know her. Even if you're just going through her past trading sessions, which are on your dashboard. And I highly recommend you go through it because it's great trading. Kelly is an amazing trader. And if you can learn how to do the skill on your own, then you're set for life. So, but as you go through her past trading sessions and as you sit with her in her current trading sessions, you really get to know her as a person, all the dramas and ups and downs of her life, everything that's going on. She's an open book. I feel more comfortable today, honestly, than I did when we were putting this program together, because I know Kelly's a real person, and I know things happen, softwares fail, but I've seen her trade day in, day out. And I know I'm not the only one. I know Marquez has been there in the meetings with Kelly. I know Jim Newton has been sitting in with Kelly. I know Shane attended at least 1 or 2 classes over this last week. David Schultz is a beast. David is going to be Kelly, like no doubt about it. This guy is really learning, really taking the time, mapping everything out, and studying like a student should do. And it's been incredible for a lot of the people already that are participating. Does anybody want to say anything about that? Go ahead and unmute and give your opinion. This is just a internal house meeting, and we're not trying to sell anything, so let's just be open. Nobody? Facts. And I have.
Can you hear me, Tim?
David. Yeah, David, I can hear you, buddy.
Cool. For a second there, I was going to be like, would it help if we arranged to have somebody manually inputting for Kelly? But it sounds like we got that kind of covered. My schedule has been really hard to manage, getting in on all of the full time of the trades. It's like I usually get the last half or quarter, but it's doing really good. And then I went ahead and I invested also in more education for Forex trading too. So that's been helping me out tremendously, and literally just spending all of my time. And like Kyle said, this is a savings account on steroids, essentially. That's what I'm looking at. Put my money in there. And I'm glad that we're open, because I do have possibly a couple other people that would be interested in it in the future. So I'd like to bring them on board as well. Myself personally, I look at it like that nest egg that I want to know sits there.
Yeah.
And I'm thoroughly satisfied with the way things are going. And then in the meantime, so far this year, things have started to change tremendously for me. So it's actually looking like by the end of the year, I should be able to travel and actually come meet people and stuff like that. So this is definitely one of those life-changing experiences that people will apply themselves to it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for saying something, David. Appreciate it. And you are doing really good, dude. I've been following you. I know what's happening. So it's great. But even if you don't want to learn, that's fine too. Like we've said now many times, this is a savings account on steroids. You can't put your money in the bank and make this kind of money. You can't put your money into crypto and make this kind of money, because 99.5% of things are all scams when it comes to the crypto, unless you're trading crypto, right? Or unless you're buying and holding crypto. Otherwise, no, none of that works, man. None of it's any good. Not the farming, not any of it. Not the staking. The staking is just as bad as the savings account anymore. So this is where it's at. This market is where it's at. And Kelly is one of those people that we're just really lucky to know. I feel very confident with her having our funds trading every day. I don't worry about it. I tune in every day, but she's almost more of a background at this time sometimes, because I'm not actively trading myself. I wish I had the time to trade, to sit here and trade all day, but I don't. We're working on a lot of different things. One of the things that we're working on is actually building a matrix for people to come and sit with Kelly, right? Instead of like her monthly fee, you guys can just be part of the matrix that we're going to pump in full of people, and you can make money just from being in the matrix, as well as sitting with Kelly making money. So that's one of the things we're working on. That should have already been up, man. We should have built that in-house. No. I bought a software, and then I paid for white glove service for them to set it up. And they've done nothing but just pull my chain and drag me along. And every day it's something else. And I'm like, oh my God. So finally I asked for a refund on that software. We should have just built it ourselves. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that's something that we can get done. And that's just a teeny tiny portion of it. So Elaine says, hi, Tim. I have experience trading with Kelly. I made money. She is awesome. I am learning to be more patient in my trading now. Thank you, Elaine. And patience is the key, for sure. I'm learning as well. I'm really learning about those levels, and the breaks and the pullbacks, and waiting for the right time, and capital preservation. So it's good stuff. So yeah, we are remaining open for the foreseeable future. all your updates are in the back end. You can see what's happening. We'll probably have more regular meetings. I still don't care if we grow to tremendous heights. Like, I don't need to shout from the rooftops. You guys can bring in your friends and family and your loved ones, and we can keep this kind of on the down low, or, whatever you want to do. It's fine with me. I'm just happy to be where we're at, to be primed for success. And yeah, I can't wait for 2025, 26, 27. What's up, Ed? You got a question?
Hey, Tim. Yeah, thanks for doing this, by the way. It's great to see you, and it's great to get the updates. So
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. Okay, so do we know what everything that you described earlier, do we know what the net return for our smart contract is so far?
Right now, I do believe we're actually still down about 6%.
We're down 6% after 2 months?
Yeah. Yep. That's because of that hit that we took. When you lose 7 or 8%, that's a big chunk. And then even if you gain back 5 or 10% a week, it takes a while to get that back. So we are actually down a little bit right now.
It actually lost closer to 14%, I believe.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, that's true because we never did get reimbursed from customer support.
Okay, not a good start.
No, I'm well aware, Ed. Thank you, though.
Okay, let me ask you. Next question then is now you're continuing to allow people to join the contract. Are you somehow keeping track of when people get in? And yeah, I mean, so I've been in for 2 months. So if somebody gets in tomorrow,
Yeah.
their return is going to be different from my return. So are you?
Of course. It's time stamped. It's time stamped right in your downline. You can see when somebody joined.
And Nico, Tim's son, actually put together a payout structure for us as exactly which month is and how much is going to be paid out for the next couple of years. So we know exactly where Kelly needs to be.
Right. We know exactly what's owed on what day and what month and exactly what for into what wallet. We know absolutely everything.
And real quick, I'd just like to add myself. I have been, like you said, immersed in this and heavily studying and involved with other really proficient traders like Kelly as well. Kelly's terrific. The one single consistent thing I see is that this is a marathon. And no matter what we do in investing, we have to understand a good start means that we didn't lose it all. That's a good start. The second thing is that the mindset that we have to have in trading, and I don't care who you are, I learned this myself already before I even went in and talked to more people. But the mindset that we have to have coming into this is that no matter what happens, it is those who persevere and continue to grow slowly that end up winning in this game. And winning might not look like much at first, 1% here and there. But the reality is when that compounds, it's going to blow your mind. I've already had a few accounts start doing that, and they're small, but they're not going to be small for very long at the rate they're going. And I started off with like 1% a week, and this was 5 weeks ago. So what I would stress is that we just bear in mind that there's going to be hurdles and there's going to be things that come up. But no matter what it is, as long as we see that we're still going towards the right direction and we stay on it, it's inevitable what's going to happen. So we just got to keep that in mind and understand that investing is pressure. Like, I watched everybody I know panic last week, the whole week. I watched people throwing away their life savings, selling at a loss in every market in existence, while I was selling more possessions, everything I possibly could to buy more. And this week I'm up. I'm up enough to sell off 10% of my bag to dollar cost average on the next rise and dip. So the next time it goes down a little bit, 10, 20%, whatever, I'll have like 15 or 20% of my total investment from the beginning to buy back into the markets. And that's what we really have to look at, is that this stuff happens. We're going to lose a little, but that 3-to-1 ratio that she's using, we're going to win.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw
We
that
are
out.
going to win. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. And, we haven't even gotten any good runners. Like, she's taken really great trades and we've smacked full TPs. But we haven't gotten any really good runners. We haven't had anything super exceptional, just really good, solid trades where she's risking 1 to 2 to 3% to earn 2 to 4 to 6% on a trade. And unfortunately, because the software was broken for at least until middle of February. Wasn't just 2 weeks ago where she got the CompuTrader all fixed and running, Kyle? Okay, last week. So our account has not been being traded every single time a trade is taken because she had to spread it out manually across all of her accounts. So everybody got something. Moving forward, we should be earning more. We're almost back to where we were. And then it's onward and upward. I know exactly who needs paid when. I have no concern that we're going to reach the milestones we need to reach in order to make those payments. Cool. Awesome. See, I didn't even know there was a trade taken today because I've been so busy.
Well,
it's been ridiculous.
And Tim, one more thing, like I had an error as well myself on my first account, and it slaughtered me. I took a trade on a Friday, and I use liquid brokers because that's what we got into.
Did your data get deleted?
No, the trade didn't end when it was supposed to. And so when it turned around and went the other direction while I was at work, they had a maintenance going on the next day. And since the market was frozen, I can't even see what's going on. It just sits there until Monday. When Monday came back around and the move happens all at once and you have that slippage and all that other stuff. Yeah, my stop loss was just way, way beyond. So I lost $100 account, which wasn't much, I'm just practicing with small accounts. But I did have that error as well happen. And the one thing that I learned, and this is how I look at things now. What did I learn? Don't enter a trade on a Friday unless you can sit there with it to end it before the weekend. So I learned something very valuable that didn't cost me like thousands of dollars. I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah, we had an issue. We were all set up for a big trade on Monday. Was it Monday, Kyle? We were all set up with a big trade on Monday. Lots and lots and lots of people. A market buy on AVAX. And got up in the morning and I was watching AVAX on my phone. And I was out in my garage. I'm like, man, this thing is dropping. This thing's 50 cents from our entry, 40 cents, 20 cents. Oh my God, it's almost at our entry. So I came in the house and I fired it up. And all my entry's gone. My stop loss gone, take profit's gone, my whole order's gone. And then Kyle's messaging me, my order's gone. And I see everybody, my order's gone. So Liquid Broker, I don't know what happened, but it canceled our orders. So, but some people, their order filled and it didn't cancel. And when it canceled it canceled out their stop loss and their stop loss didn't trigger.
Yeah,
so,
and I've seen stuff like that too, where like it'll move in a certain direction. And I think sometimes maybe it's their system. I don't know what's going on. And they're not the only ones, but I've seen this a few times now where like there's some sort of, maybe it's a margin call or something like that, where either it's the leverage or it's the account size or whatever it is, but they close that. And I don't even know if like they're doing it on purpose. It's just part of their system or maybe a glitch here and there, but it's just closing trades here and there. So
yeah, you can get margin called if your account gets too low for sure. So
yeah, I've had that a couple times trading the NAS.
Yeah, I understand that. We only have 6 minutes, so I want to wrap this up. Does anybody else have any questions? Cool. Well, we'll post a recording of this in our groups. Thank you all. Feel free to go
Tim.
out. Yep.
Tim, I have a quick question.
All right.
So the program that you talked about that you had hired out to get done, and then you guys figured it was better to work on yourself. What was that again?
Affiliate WP. What was it for?
Oh, that's the affiliate program then.
Yeah. It was a matrix for sitting with Kelly for trading live.
Okay. Yeah, what about some of the other ideas? Any progress with that? Like the idea of having traders. What was that idea? They're going to come in and compete, or
the Forex games.
Yeah, the Forex games. That's right.
Yeah, I figure we need about $1 million to launch that.
Okay.
So that's not bad. We have a couple people in mind to approach with it, but right now we're trying to get Earth Vision over the finish line. So everything's kind of been that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still a good brainchild.
Oh, definitely, dude. It's fantastic, and it would help everybody that like gets into the matrix to sit with Kelly, right? Because we'd be spending like $50,000 a month on ads, getting people into the Forex games, turning them on to Kelly, and if they want an advantage in the Forex games, they can just come sit and trade live with Kelly. So they could actually have a chance to make some money in the games. So yeah, that's definitely still in the works, and it's a great idea, and it just needs to be done right. So we figure $1 million would be enough to build the front end, the back end, have plenty for marketing, plenty to give away at the beginning, and just get loads of players. So loads of players. So yeah, that's a good point, Jim. I love the Forex games. Oh, it's so exciting. I haven't had a chance to think about that in a couple of weeks, to be honest with you. It's been all other stuff. But yeah. Cool. Anybody else have any questions? We have 4 minutes and 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Cool. All right. Well, we will post a recording of this. Thank you all for being here. And we look forward to the next one. We're probably going to do another one next week. It's going to be more of a presentation. So if you want to invite people next week, we'll do a whole presentation, the whole thing, yada yada, and get some people enrolled. If that's what you want to do, we will do that. So appreciate you guys. God bless. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Hey, I would like that presentation. I will be inviting some people.